Oh, okay. Hey, this is Bishop Ed Udell, and I'm bringing you another World Missions article in Union Gospel Press. And this is written by Albert J. Schneider. Listen up. Pressing, quote, toward the mark, unquote, Philippians chapter 3, verse 14, requires an intense discipline regimen. Such a way of life is not for slouchers or the half-hearted. Nominal Christians either have little comprehension of the Bible's call for commitment to Christ likeness or are unwilling to fully dedicate themselves to such a cause. Going after the high prize of godliness requires an uncommon zeal reminiscent of setting one's, quote, face like a flint, unquote, from Isaiah chapter 50, verse 7. Such a life embodies undaunted determination. For Satan, our ever present enemy, stands ready to set obstacles in our way. In dealing with him, we must understand that he is every bit as zealous as we and far more clever. Still, we must press on. That is the expectation that the Lord holds for us. Willis R. Hodgkin was once privileged to read a letter written to David Livingston by his father-in-law, Robert Moffat. The letter contained these words, quote, "May you have strength to suffer and willingness to serve." And that's found in the best of the story and World Gospel Mission. Hotchkiss applied those words to his own life, which resulted in, as one observer put it, a, quote, very distinguished missionary career, unquote. Hotchkiss would later write, quote, "strength to suffer," unquote. Is that not the thing the distressed world is waiting for us Christians to demonstrate? But isn't that the thing our smug complacency refuses to face? Unquote. In describing missionary training, William David Taylor expressed much of the same thought. Quote, "A disciplined personal life must produce character traits that give people the capacity to stick with a difficult situation and finish well," unquote. Taylor also pointed out, quote, "the personal aspect also focuses on one's internal value system and goals, on the lifestyle of the heart as well as the visible lifestyle," unquote. And that's found in Internationalizing Missionary Training by Baker. Lives totally committed to Christ need have no fear of Satan's attacks, however tenacious he might be. Christ is clearly the final victor, and the Christian can be assured of Christ's presence with him or her, regardless of his or her field of work. John Dawson, in Taking Our Cities for God by Creation House, spoke about Australia, a country that originated as a penal colony. Because of that nation's ignoble past, many of its people have an underlying fear and mistrust of authority. Dawson pointed out, quote, "entering through these cruel roots of Australian history, Satan has been able to create a general distrust of all authority figures, including the highest of all, who is, of course, God himself." Quote, "The truth is that Australia is not a nation founded on rejection and injustice, but a chosen people with as much dignity and potential as any people in history," unquote. Satan's Satan's forces can be beaten down wherever there is a strong resolve and a trust in the one who has already overcome. Dawson continued, quote, in Sydney in 1979, I witnessed an interdenominational gathering of 15,000 believers making a covenant with God on behalf of their nation. There was spiritual release when one led the crowd to extend forgiveness toward Britain for the injustice suffered by their forefathers in the establishment of Australia as a penal colony, unquote. Total commitment to Christ is not an option matter for those whom he has called. Let us press on. That's all I have for you today from the mission. This is written by Albert J. Schneider in the book Union Gospel Press. And this book is a teaching book that they put out every quarter in the Bible Expositor and Illuminator. I'll have some more things to share with you in the future, so stay tuned.